A Chinese tech executive released after being detained in Canada for nearly 3 years has returned home. Huawei's Meng Wanzhou flew to Shenzhen on Saturday evening, hours after two Canadians freed by China had gone back. In 2018, China accused Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig of espionage, denying detaining them was in retaliation for Ms Meng's arrest. The apparent swap brings to an end a damaging diplomatic row between Beijing and the West.Mr. Spavor and Mr. Kovrig arrived in the western city of Calgary just before 6 o'clock local time and were met by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Ms Meng touched down in Shenzhen, China, a couple of hours later, greeted by crowds shouting, "Welcome home, Wanzhou." She was wanted on charges in the U.S. but was released after a deal between Canada and U.S. prosecutors. Critics have accused China of using the two Canadians as political bargaining chips. The pair had maintained their innocence throughout. At a news conference on Friday, Mr. Trudeau said they had been through an unbelievably difficult ordeal.
"It is good news for all of us that they are on their way home to their families," he added. "For the past 1,000 days, they have shown strength, perseverance, resilience, and grace." The two men were accompanied on their return by Dominic Barton, Canada's ambassador to China. Before her release, Ms Meng, the daughter of Ren Zhengfei, the billionaire founder of Chinese telecoms giant Huawei, admitted misleading U.S. investigators about Huawei's business dealings in Iran. She spent 3 years under house arrest in Canada while fighting extradition to the United States. Meng Wanzhou is on her way back here full of praise and thanks for what she called the motherland in China's ruling Communist Party, a party that her employer Huawei has gone to extraordinary lengths to try to distance itself from. As soon as her freedom was assured, China released the two Canadians it's held since days after her arrest. Whether it's a deal or a domino effect is not clear, but only weeks ago the Chinese government insisted yet again the two cases were not linked. Different in nature, it said. The decision to release and send home Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig almost instantly after Meng Wanzhou was free to go appears to show that pretense has been abandoned. Mr. Kovrig is a former diplomat employed by an international crisis group, a Brussels-based think tank. Mr. Spavor is a founding member of an organization that facilitates international business and cultural ties with North Korea. In August this year, a Chinese court sentenced Mr. Spavor to 11 years in prison for espionage. There had been no decision in Mr. Kovrig's case. On Friday, a Canadian judge ordered the release of Ms Meng, Huawei's chief financial officer, after she reached a deal with U.S. prosecutors over fraud charges against her. Huawei released a statement, in which it said it looked forward to seeing Ms Meng reunited with her family and saying it would continue to defend itself in court. Before her arrest, U.S. prosecutors accused Ms Meng of fraud, alleging that she misled banks into processing transactions for Huawei that broke U.S. sanctions against Iran. As part of a deferred prosecution agreement, Ms Meng admitted to misleading HSBC about Huawei's relationship with Skycom, a Hong Kong-based company that operated in Iran. The U.S. Justice Department said in a statement that it was continuing to prepare for trial against Huawei, which is still on a trade blacklist. Ms Meng is the elder daughter of Mr. Zhengfei, who set up Huawei in 1987. He also served in the Chinese army for 9 years, until 1983, and is a member of the Chinese Communist Party. Huawei itself is now the largest telecom equipment maker in the world. It has faced accusations that Chinese authorities could use its equipment for espionage, allegations it denies. In 2019, the U.S. imposed sanctions on Huawei and placed it on an export blacklist, cutting it off from key technologies. The UK, Sweden, Australia, and Japan have also banned Huawei, while other countries including France and India have adopted measures stopping short of an outright ban.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe